Cullman. This is Traci Johnson with ERA Waldrop Real Estate, and I have the privilege of talking with Carol Berry.
Yes.
She is one of our leaders here in Cullman. She is the founder of Restoring Women of Outreach and does a lot of motivational speaking around the community as well as in the state and around the nation. And she just has a lot of great information for us today and a lot of tips. And I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say about being a leader in Cullman. Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to learning. So tell me, what inspired you to be a motivational speaker and just to talk and support Cullman the way you do?
I think it probably comes from RWO, the Restoring Women Outreach, because I knew nothing about nonprofits. I sure didn't know how to start one, and I seen a need in our community, and there was nobody else filling that need, so I just felt like the Lord said, you do it, and I jumped in with both feet. Now, I did have an accounting background, so that helped a lot.
Definitely.
And so, but not marketing or anything like that, but through the accounting, I had a small accounting firm here with my mom, and she still has that, Sandra's Tax Service. It's a great business, and when I joined with her, I did small businesses. So you had to learn a little bit about marketing because you wanted those businesses to grow and, become successful.
Right.
So I just took a business plan for a business and applied that to Restoring Women Outreach, and it worked.
Okay. And when did you actually start Restoring Women Outreach?
It started in 2011.
2011, so
Yes.
It's been around for a while, and you're still helping out on that from occasion to occasion.
Yes, I had to resign for the probate race, and then when that was over, I just felt like I really worked myself out of a job. I had a team that was great. They know what they're doing, and they're very competent. And so I talk to them every day, but they do a wonderful job. And Summer Blaylock would be a good interview for you. I'd love for her to come on and talk about RWO and what they do in our community. It's a great asset for our community.
Okay. I look forward to talking and meeting Summer.
Yes.
So, it obviously sounds like that business plan, that foundation, your leadership really got that off the ground and started that. And so what are some tips and suggestions that you give for other individuals that are looking to start a business or be a motivational speaker or be a leader, just being a leader in our community, because there's so much potential. We're growing by leaps and bounds, and we're kind of stuck right in here between Huntsville and Birmingham. And you and I've talked about a lot of resources that are available in Huntsville and Birmingham, but not quite so here in our community, and there is that need, especially with us growing as much as we are.
Yes, so I think we're behind the eight ball, if you would, in some of these areas, and we're going to have to pick it up. When I did community with Carol, our little tagline was, get up, get out, and get involved. And that's what I would encourage our citizens to do. What affects you in your personal life is not what affects me, maybe in my personal life. Right. But we both have things that we are called to, we're more drawn to, and that's what we need to be involved in.
Right.
And sometimes it's the sorrows in our life, that's where you find your passion.
Yes.
It's where I found mine.
I've always said that you learn best from your mistakes, and you take away so much more. And everybody has a gift, our background, our knowledge, our experiences. That's what makes us who we are today. So
Yes.
Why not take that and get up and do something about it? Don't wallow, don't feel sorry for what happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. Learn from those mistakes and get up and be a leader in your community, whether it be in your Center Hill community or in Bethel or any of the communities that we have here in Cullman. There's just so many people in our community and so much potential still.
There is.
Great community here, and I love being a part of Cullman. And I know you're a native of Cullman.
Yes.
So, what are some of the things about Cullman that you love that inspire you?
I think one is the caring people.
Yes.
Again, being in the nonprofit world, you realize what a great community this is, and that we rally together. We're very blessed to have the community that we have here. We're tight knit, and that's what I love. And I think safety is a great thing. It's a great place to raise our children. The school systems are great, and we have so much. We have so much, but we are also responsible for that.
Right.
And as citizens to make sure that our children have this community that we are so blessed to have right now.
Right.
And so we have to.
So to educate our,
yes.
Let's educate our children, teach them right from wrong, help them to understand. There's so many things that are going on, whether it be drug and alcohol, making them aware of issues, or whether it be sex trafficking. That's the horrors of social media, that all the different things that we as parents have to teach our children. We can't be blind to, that doesn't happen in Cullman, Alabama, because yes, we are in a growing community, and we have the interstate going right through us, and so there's so much that can happen, and that does happen right here in our community, that we need to educate people on.
It's funny you said that about the interstate going through us. When I started RWO, I went up to Huntsville and talked with a man, and told him what I wanted to do, start, restoring women outreach as a sober living here in Cullman. And he told me, Cullman is a hot mess. And it offended me. It offended me what he said, because he said, y'all are a hotbed for drugs in our state. And he explained to me, because the interstate is so close to rural roads, that it is very easy for traffickers to do that.
Yeah.
But just the way he talked about my community, it infuriated me. And I was like,
you
do not know my community.
We're awesome.
Right. So, I think he put a little fire under me to when I was starting RWO. And I think that, our responsibility to our children and to others in our community goes back to the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership is you put God first.
Mm-hmm.
You treat others the way you want to be treated, or you want your children treated.
Right.
You surround yourself with people that are not so much like-minded as you.
Mm-hmm.
Surround yourself with people that have different ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and then that you can work for a common goal.
Right.
That's something that you have to learn. And then knowing when to step back and let the team that you built do their job.
I love that you talked about surrounding yourself by people that are different from you,
Mm-hmm.
that diversity aspect, because if you build a team of people that are just like you, that team's not going to be very successful.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take that diversity and the people that are different from you, because you have these strengths and someone else has
Mm-hmm.
other strengths and someone else has other strengths, you're just going to be so much stronger. And so I like that aspect of it, and that is a great leader that can look at those things and talk about that and say, this is going to make me a better person.
Right.
This is going to make my team a better team. This is going to make my business a better business, or this is going to make my community a better business. And so I really like that aspect of,
and allowing people to make mistakes.
Yes, because we do learn from those mistakes.
We do. Some of the questions you had asked me beforehand were, people that, leaders I looked up to.
Yes.
And I, first and foremost, I was thinking of my own family. My granddad, he made me sell peanuts at Lakon, which was the big trade day back then.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty old. That tells my age. But, from 10 to 12, he opened me a checking account. I had to do all the checking. He taught me those things and showed me mistakes. And then going into business with my mom, my mom worked 2 jobs and went to school to create the business that she has today. And she instilled in me hard work.
Right. That hard work,
Yes.
that dedication, that responsibility.
Yes.
And you have to, as a parent, we have to, that's our responsibility as parents to teach that to our children and give that so they have a good foundation to move forward and to educate them and make them aware of their surroundings.
And I think, I work for Mr. McGriff, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here on this show. If you heard me speak in the probate race, I mentioned him several times because he instilled in me when I worked there. He instilled in me that you don't forget where you come from.
Yes.
And you stay humble. And I'll never forget, I was 19, 20 years old, the receptionist there. And, McGriff Industries is here and the treading is over here. And I think the man actually had a problem in treading. And he stormed into me. And I mean, he was laying into me. He was not a happy camper. And Mr. McGriff was there for some reason. It was after hours, actually. And he came forward and he got that man. And I watched him diffuse that situation beautifully. And spent time with the man. And so when the man left, I remember Mr. McGriff turned to me and he said, "Carol, don't ever forget. These are our customers, and they just want you to appreciate their business. And they want you to hear, what we've done wrong. And they want you to understand that." And he said, "Without those customers, we are nothing."
Yeah.
And it was beautiful to watch him, he didn't have to come out there and do that,
Just that humble,
it is very
such
humble.
a wonderful role model that.
Yes. And watching, Dorothy Frady again helped me in RWO. She helped me found that. Without Dorothy, there would have been no RWO. She provided all the houses, but the other thing that she provided was she loved me through mistakes, because I made a lot of mistakes starting RWO.
We all do.
And Dorothy she just loved me through that. And like what you said, she'd say, "Baby, that was yesterday. We're on today. We're on today.
Let's focus on today."
And we got work to do." And so she would never let me stay in that mistake. And I've tried to carry that forward to the staff that is now there at RWO. I try to carry that on in all my life. So those people were probably all of them, molded me into who I am today. And I hope that, I have been that for somebody else. I hope that people learn from me, and see that I'm genuine in caring for my community and for others.
So what does the future hold for you? And I know you've got a lot of things up your sleeve, and
I do. And I have to thank my husband, because he's just allowed me to just, RWO. I mean, I quit my job and gave him all my bills and said, "Oh, and honey, I want to start this nonprofit that's probably going to cost us money," in the throes of a recession. I mean, this was 2007, 8, 9.
Right.
It was not a good time. And so thank God for a godly husband that believed in me, and he's still believing in me. So right now I'm doing Sisters and Saints, which is a little podcast that I talk about my Catholic faith, and that's kind of an educational thing, debunking myths that Catholics worship Mary, Catholics pray to statues, just those normal things. It's really just education and showing people that, hey, I'm Catholic and I love Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, and
let's just agree to disagree on some of those things. But all in all, we both love Jesus. We both believe in God, and we're both Christian women.
There you
go. We want to be leaders and educate our community and make our community aware of issues that we have, and love each other. Love beyond anything is love. So I think if we could just all love one another, our world would be so much better and so much happier and so much more peaceful.
So I also do All About Cullman for Kathy McElroy and Brittany Howell, and I think Brittany's coming to do your show some.
Yes.
So I try to help them, and that's just because I love my community, and they're showcasing things that Cullman has and loves, kind of what you do, and I love doing things like this. And then the Lakeside Life magazine, and I love Smith Lake, and I think Smith Lake is a jewel, an absolute jewel that Cullman has.
Yes.
And I love showcasing the lake, and what that brings to Cullman,
It
the
is.
people it brings.
The people,
and,
the
it's
tourism,
beautiful.
the money. I mean, we are just so blessed with so many things right here in Cullman County.
Right. And new residents.
Yes,
Right.
new residents.
Y'all see that all the
Growing.
time because those residents come in, and a lot of them just come in with guns blazing, and they do
Yes.
amazing things in our community. So
Yes.
it's really good. So
It
I love
is.
this show, and thank you for what you're doing. I love
Thank
it.
you so much. I'm really enjoying it. I love being able to help and educate and make our community aware of the different things, resources that are available that they may not be aware of, public speakers that are
Yes.
available, and just really bringing awareness to not only the people in our community, but the people that are considering our community.
Yes.
I know we're able to share this broadcast with people that are looking to move to the community, because we've got so many people from all over the world actually
Yes.
that are moving to Cullman, or they're considering that move to Cullman. Just last week we had 2 different families get off the interstate. They weren't really sure where they were headed. One of the ladies even said, I don't even know where I'm at. I just pulled off the interstate and started looking at Cullman and was drawn to your office and want to start looking at houses.
I have a friend that did that.
Yeah.
She
So-
just said, she was looking for a Catholic school. And
Okay.
she was coming from Tennessee, and she had a boundary in a divorce settlement that she could not get outside here. And she said, boom, Cullman. And she came here, fell in love, and she's a big part of my conversion story. So isn't that funny that I'm a Cullman native, and she,
It's
it's
amazing.
beautiful.
A couple of weeks ago, I interviewed a lady that does everything but the door, and same thing. She and her husband were from California, and they were just looking for a place that they felt better about raising their children in, and God brought them to Cullman.
I met with a man the other day
Yeah.
that's what brought him to Cullman. They were looking for school systems.
So we are very blessed, and we need to
Keep it this way.
keep it this way and build awareness and
Yes.
educate our community. So,
Yes.
Carol, thank you so much for this morning. It was a pleasure getting to know you and talking with you, and I look forward to talking with you in the future.
Okay,
So,
that sounds good.
thank you, Cullman, for listening. You guys have a great day, and we will be back with you soon.
That was fun. You do a good interview. That's great.